All right.
And not only utilize for our own production, but as part of our well service strategy, as we educate local operators, bring that solution to them as well, and earn a service fee for doing so.
All right. Now, did you guys just recently go public?
No, we've been public about a year and a half now.
Oh, okay, because I was looking and I didn't see much volume on the stock. Okay, so I didn't look past.
I was brought in about 2 months ago.
That's right.
And I was friends with the former CEO, and I had a number of private assets in the Appalachian and Illinois basin, which are the basins we're focused on, which really are there's a lot of inefficiencies because a lot of the majors have left the areas, and that essentially for us is Kentucky, Indiana, and Southern Illinois.
Well, why did the majors leave those areas and create those inefficiencies? Why did they leave?
Well, you have better opportunities, more economies of scale offshore, essentially. 90% of the U.S. domestic production are by small independents, either public or private. So that's what we're dealing with when you look at a lot of the mature basins in the U.S.
So the majors are looking for allocate the $3 billion and make the $7 billion, right?
They're not looking for the 1 to 10 barrel a day well that I am.
Oh, okay.
And essentially we're getting the low hanging fruit. And even though it is low hanging fruit, if you do the math, if you get 100 wells doing 2 to 3 barrels a day on average, that's a pretty good number at the end of the day.
Okay. Now you have the balance sheet. Tell me about your capital structure and your debt situation.
Well, we are a debt-free company. We have not employed much leverage in the past, other than some small loans that the former CEO had given to the company. That has been taken care of in the short run, and we've refocused our efforts. Formerly, the company had holdings in Louisiana and Texas, and the strategy was to go for deeper and bigger wells. As I came in, I wanted to basically make it so that no one well would determine the future success of Dynamic. Thus, I focused on multiple wells providing consistent cash flow, such that if one well went down, which they always do, our cash flow would not be impeded. Or if we had major workovers, which anyone in the oil fields will tell you, you always go over budget, no matter how conservative you are in your estimates. You want to make sure that for a small company you can handle those type of issues, and thus that's essentially what my refocus has been for the company.
Scott, I like that you're talking about managing risk, and that's something you don't usually hear CEOs talk about on the oil and gas side. Tell me about your background that has allowed you to be educated so well on this risk evaluation and managing the risk.
My background is finance. I was a stock geek all the way from high school up through Boston College. I was a double major in finance and accounting. And from an early age, I was passionate about, especially microcap investing, which is one of the reasons why I got involved with the company currently. I was one of the youngest hired at Smith Barney back in the mid-'90s, and from there I was recruited to a number of other Tier 1 investment firms, such as Legg Mason, First Union, and then subsequently Wachovia Securities. And then I went on after 9/11 and started my own firm as a registered principal as a 9 and 10. And following 9/11, I felt as though the valuations in the market were ridiculous. I saw that essentially Wall Street was valuing air, and I started moving a lot of my own personal assets and clients' assets into hard assets, things that had tangible value: gold, oil and gas, uranium. And luckily, I was ahead of the curve. So both on the passive side and on the active side, I started actively investing in direct oil and gas deals. I started my partner and I at the time, who's now our CFO, started a blog, oilwellinvesting007.com. We started investigating a lot of these enhanced oil recovery techniques and establishing relationships with the key vendors in the field that were on the stimulation and enhanced oil recovery side. And that's essentially how I came to be where we're at today.
Well, Scott, we are almost out of time. Again, we're speaking with Scott Masse, the CEO of Dynamic Natural Resources, ticker symbol DYNI. Scott, I'm going to give you the floor and the last word to address the viewers out there about your company. And as a thank you for coming on the show, I look forward to having you on again. I think we're going to enjoy our future conversations. But you have the last word and the floor. We have about 30 seconds left. Go ahead, Scott.
Fantastic. I appreciate the time that you've given Dynamic today, and I want to mention that Steve Sandiford's done a great job in your back office there. You guys have been great at MN1. Wanted to reach out to the shareholders and let them know, obviously I'm new to the company, but I'd like to hear from more of them. I do enjoy speaking with the shareholder base, and I want you to know that I'm on the same side of the table as you. I'm taking the bulk of my compensation in stock. Matter of fact, of the approximately 26 million shares outstanding, management owns over half of them. So we're well motivated to focus on return on investor capital, and that's our main focus. And I look forward to coming on in the coming weeks and speaking with some of the industry partners on the enhanced oil recovery side and educating more of the investors and hopefully some new investors on the type of technologies that we're using to get at those 2 barrels of oil behind every barrel that we've taken out of the ground.
Absolutely, Scott. And also, I'd like to have you back on and discuss how the potential shareholders out there, or I should say, how the viewers out there can better evaluate microcap stocks, since you were a broker before and you did a lot of money management. I'd like to have you back on a few times about that also.
I'd enjoy that. I appreciate it.
Okay, Scott Masse, CEO, Dynamic Natural Resources, ticker symbol DYNI. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, there you have it, guys. We'll be right back with more microcap news and an ABC News report that vials of nerve gas were discovered in an office desk at UN. Evacuation underway. See, phosgene gas was used by UN weapons inspectors to help calibrate air sampling system. Guys, we'll be right back. We'll tell you more as we learn it. Market news first, news you can trust.